As we watch our children flourish, we begin to think of ways to protect their future. One of the things that we have to think about is how to preserve our natural resources and have a better place for them to live when they become adults. How do we live green? What is reducing our carbon footprint? What does that mean? I'm here with Deanna Moore to talk about ways that we can live that will make a difference for future generations. Thanks for joining me, Deanna.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Carbon footprint. Can you explain to me what exactly that's about?
So our carbon footprint is the amount of carbon dioxide that each individual puts out during the year. And that can come from all sorts of different things in our lives.
Okay, so what is, I guess, something that average, ordinary, everyday people can do to help reduce that carbon footprint?
So one of the biggest things to do is change your transportation. You can either walk to work, you can try to use more public transportation, car sharing and things like that. I've personally tried to start walking to work a lot more often. It's 17 extra minutes in my morning, but it's a really great way to start and end your day spending some time out in nature.
Okay, and here at the Virginia Living Museum, are there any examples that people can come and see firsthand of things that they could take back to their homes and their communities to help make it a better place?
So we try to do a lot of really green things here at the Living Museum. We have solar panels that help to power our building. And then on this building behind us, the Goodson House, we actually have a green roof, which is going to help insulate the building. It's going to make it cooler in the summertime, warmer in the wintertime. It's going to provide habitat for all of those native wildlife. While doing that, it's also going to reduce your electric bills, and therefore you're going to be lowering your carbon footprint because you aren't using as much electricity to heat and cool your house.
And walking around the Goodson House, I've noticed some attachments on the back of the building. Can you explain to me what some of those are?
So we have a couple of different things. We have a rain barrel, which is really great. It catches all of the water when it rains, which can be used for things like watering your garden or washing your car. Things that you'd usually have to use a hose from your house, but you can use that rainwater. It's going to be just as effective and save a little bit on your water usage. We also have a water heater that is powered through solar. So we use the sun's energy instead of having to use energy from the local power companies.
So the Virginia Living Museum is more of an education center, not just a beautiful place for people to come and check out the gardens and the native plants of Hampton Roads.
Yeah, absolutely. We're known for our animals here. A lot of people come to us. We're the animal attraction for Hampton Roads. But we really want to give people tools and educate them on things they can do in their everyday life to make their communities and their own homes greener and more sustainable for the future.
And you mentioned the solar panels on the main building. What sort of effect have you guys seen from the solar panels?
So they produce over 58,000 kilowatt hours of power a year, which is over 6 average US homes. So that not only lowers our energy usage, but has a really big impact on our carbon footprint here at the museum.
And aside from the solar panels, what other sort of things are you guys getting into to help reduce that number?
So we've recently actually gone bagless in our museum store. We don't want to use any more single-use plastics than we have to. And our museum cafe has actually gone to paper straws and compostable plastics for cups and utensils and things like that. It's going to be better for all of the wildlife who sometimes get into those plastics, but it's also going to help lower our carbon footprint because plastics are made with petroleum.
And are there any sort of events here that you guys bring people from the public in to take part of?
Yeah, absolutely. We just had our Earth Day festivities not too long ago where we showcased a lot of really great things that the public can do to help impact their carbon footprint, hopefully lessen that a little bit. We also have our native plant sale 2 times a year, once in the spring and once in the fall.
And how does that native plant sale affect people here in the community?
So by planting native plants, you're going to do a couple of really good things. One, you're going to provide the correct type of habitat for all of our native pollinators and small mammals and birds. You're also going to help your yard by cooling your yard. They're more designed for our climate, and they're also going to use less water and therefore less energy on your part to water those plants. And they're going to provide the right type of habitat for your yard that's specifically designed for the Hampton Roads area.
So how often do these public events take place?
So we usually have them in the spring and fall, typically April and September, so that you're at that prime planting time for spring into summer or into those fall plants.
Thank you so much for your time, Deanna. You have given me a lot to consider.
No problem. Thanks for visiting.
The Virginia garden grows plants that America's first people would have introduced to Jamestown settlers. Beans, corn, sweet potatoes, and blueberries are among the plants that settlers would have relied upon during those early critical years. And when we return, we'll share stories about heroes with their own recipes for success. Stay with us.